Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an M55, the Tier 9 American SPG, and we're located on the east spawn of Fjords. And it's being commanded by GiPooint. Now, he's headed off onto the peninsula, Little Italy. That's mainly because it's shaped like Little Italy. And being careful not to knock any trees down. That's very important, as I've shown in another video. If you knock a tree down, it might be the end of your game, because if somebody's watching, they'll fire a round at the tree just to see if there's somebody hiding behind it. Okay, he's found his firing position, and so has his teammate. And he's looking for a target. So his teammate is... just have to check. Yes, he's in an SU-14-2, the school bus. But there was a Wizzy 131 just seen in that little bowl in the pool. For a brief second, I think he rushed up to E4, which is that little gap, and he's dropped into the pool to do a bit of spotting and see if he can pop up and attack the tanks that are going around the pass. And there's a Leo, and he's already been hit. But he's a perfect target, and I think GiPooint is going to hit him. Rounds out. Oh, he just moved away at the last moment, but it's 287 hit points from the splash. And he's relocating, just moving a little, that's all he needs to do. Very important with these tier 9 arties, because if you don't relocate, chances are the enemy will be looking for the tracer whilst they're waiting to fire. And if they spot one, they'll fire at it. But the thing is that the peninsula is an easy place for an Arty to hide, and so it is the first place that anybody's going to look in any of these games. There's that Wizzy 131 using the bowl, popping up every now and then, take a shot, drop back down again into safety. Round out. No, he didn't get anything there. There's the school bus. He must have gone past GiPooint. Okay, we've got a Leo. Oh, we had a Leo. He's gone now. He was taken up by the Hawk 12. But there's a whole bunch of enemy. It appeared to be coming down the east passage from the hill. And nobody appears to be guarding it except the Scorpion. The Scorpion G's on the peninsula. Round loaded, out on the M103, good hit. Solid hit, 393 hit points, and he's moved again. Now, he's got 33.2 seconds between reloads at the moment. Oh, and one of the enemies come up on here. It's an ELC Evan, and he's got a fire on that Scorpion, and oh, the Scorpion's gone. So there's nothing to protect them now from that Evan coming further up the peninsula. Now, is he going to do that? I think he might. I think he might. So I think it'd be a good idea to, focus just in case. The other worry is, of course, he might spot for enemy Arty. And so it would be a good idea for GiPooint to keep moving. Not to stay still, because if he stays still, enemy Arty will nail him. He's aiming where he thinks the Evan might be, but the Evan might be unspotted, but he might still be there, just hiding in a bush. Right, GiPooint's going to fire at the Stir Mill. Rounds out. And he destroys the Stir Mill, 331 hit points, but now he's got a long reload, and he might be vulnerable to that Evan in the meanwhile. He can't go onto that ground just a little bit further ahead of him, because he'll slide into the water, and there is absolutely no recovery once you've into the water there. There is an area just slightly further ahead where you can sit on the edge of the water, but really there's no escape once you've dropped over the side of the cliff. Okay, there's another. The T-71, or the ELC, has actually dropped into the water. I think he might be trying to sneak round. It's a possibility. Now he's indicating to his teammates that there's two enemies there, T-71 and the ELC, but he's dialing in on the T25 pilot. Round out. Well, no result come up. And he's in reload. And his teammates are coming back to deal with that T71 and the Evan. Now, I have the sneaking suspicion that Evan is trying to sneak up on both Arty to get a Pascucci's. There he is. He's been spotted. He's actually gone up the coast. But there's the T71. He's just ahead of GiPooint. And I hope GiPooint's not focused on the target, tunnel vision. Because there is the enemy. He's dialing in. A splash should be able to take him out. And that's 840 hit points of direct hit right onto the rear of the T71. And it's surprising the T71 didn't notice there was two Arty sitting behind him. But the enemy will have spotted him. And they will know he's here. That Tiger knows he's here. He just fired a round at him. And yep, there's a round coming in from the enemy Arty there. That's what he needs to be worried about. The enemy Arty will know where he is now. They will start firing at him. He has been stunned. That was a near miss. Round out on Tiger. And he's destroyed him. He took him out. Great shot. Now, he can use the water here. It's not drowning because you're actually sitting in shallow water. But it's away from where the enemy might think you are actually located. And there's plenty of area along here that you can occupy just in the shallow water. Only trouble is you can't really fire whilst you're in that shallows area. It's very difficult to, because you're at an angle. Okay, he's going to aim for this Oni. Difficult shot. Round out. And he gets a splash hit. 280 hit points. And you can see he's maintaining in the shallows. Not going too deep, because obviously that would result in a drowning if he's not careful. And he is getting some stun assist as well on the Oni. That Oni is down to very few hit points. He could splash kill him now. Easily splash kill him. And I think that's what he's going to try and do. Try and put a round nearby. Close enough that he can actually splash that Oni to death. There he is. He can do it. Believe. Round out. And he kills him. 132. Very nice. Got the Oni. That's his 4th kill so far. My gum. Can he get a Top Gun? It's possible. There's an Emil 1 there. T25 pilot. He hasn't got that many teammates left. He's got an Oni which is going up the East Passage. He's got a T26E4 medium which is guarding the peninsula. And he's firing at this T25 pilot. But unfortunately, GiPooint cannot get a solution because he's firing over that ridgeline. The ridgeline is in the way, or rather the hills are in the way. So it's a bit difficult for him to hit it, but he doesn't need to worry because T26E4 has taken him out. Now, we've got a T34-100 and an Emil 1 over towards the west end of the map. Ah, there's the Emil. He's actually got close to the peninsula. And we've lost the T26E4. Now it's almost a certainty the Emil is going to come up onto the peninsula. Now the school bus has actually moved further up and he's actually on the water edge. Or is he? There he is. He's actually up on the hill. So he might get the first shot. He might actually spot for GiPooint. There he is. Oh, the Emil's going round the corner. He thinks if he can go round the corner, he can spot the enemy. Oh, wow, look at that shot. That shot goes in. He takes out the Emil 1. He didn't expect that, but unfortunately, we lose the Su-14-2 to the M53, M55 on the enemy team. Now, the thing is... And we've got a congratulations from the Object 257 saying, great match for you, Arty. And yes, it has been a very great match for the Arty. 5 kills so far for GiPooint in the M53. And there's the enemy Arty. And he's dipped into the water because of the Oni nearby. And GiPooint fires around in. And the M53 is dead. That's a Top Gun. Now, I think actually what he did there is he may have splashed or tracked the enemy Arty, and he then subsequently drowned in the water, and that counts as a kill for the M53-55. So the answer to most Arty is don't go near the water and try to drown yourself, because if they do, then the enemy Arty could just as well hit you, splash you, and take your kill. Right, it looks to me like GiPooint is actually going to try and help the Oni by coming off the peninsula or just relocating. The worry is if that T-34-100 goes into the cap. There he is. Okay, it's been spotted. Lining up a shot. Fires a shot. Clutch. Oh my god! He took out the FV207 with a shotgun. And that was fired clutch, basically. Because he really hadn't settled the aim by the time he actually let loose. So now it's 2 against 1. GiPooint's reloading. We don't know where that T-34-100 is. Now, is he going to go the quick route? Well, Oni is now capping. It does look as if he's going to go the direct route. If so, he might come across the T-34-100 on the way. And GiPooint is loaded. He's got 7 kills so far. If he gets the next one, if he takes the T-34-100, that will be a Radley Walters. And there's the T-34-100. And he doesn't appear to be reacting. I believe he's AFK. And this is going to be a Radley Walters. Oh my god. Oh, he doesn't kill him with one shot. Now he's going to have to wait 33 seconds for the reload to go through and then take him again. But this time round, I suspect it will be a shotgun. I would love him to go into the water, get behind that T-34 and put the shell right up that T-34's posterior. I'd be very tempted to do that myself. But he's going to shoot from where he is. Only a few seconds left. And that's a Radley Walters! And that wins the battle. Oh my god. That was fantastic. That was a win rate of at least 5,012. A really high one. And here's the results. And it's an ace tanker for GiPooint in the M53, M55. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. He got 21 in that battle. And he picked up a Gore's medal for doing more damage, exceeding 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a Radley Walters medal for getting at least 8 kills, and that's exactly what he got. And he got a counter battery medal because he took out both the M53-55 and the FV207 on the enemy team. And he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the battle. And lastly, he got the Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, and we can see all those kills listed there. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, when it comes to team scores, he did 3,764 hit points of damage in total. When it came to kills, he got the highest amount with 8. And when it came to base XP, he got the highest amount with 1,167 base experience points. So, well done. Let's have a look at the detail report. Well, fired 14 rounds. Got 9 direct hits, 9 penetrations. That's a very high percentage of hits, so it shows good accuracy. He also got 3 splashes. He did damage of 3,764 hit points, of which 1,587 were at more than 300 meters. Shows over half of the damage that he did was at close range. Obviously, we're thinking here about that T-71, the T-34, the FV207, all within close range shots, and all 3 of them by shotgun. He received 1 hit as a result of splash damage, and that came from the M53-55, who fired near him and actually stunned him. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, and I believe that was the FV207, who hadn't been seen since the start of the game. And then there's 10 enemy tanks were damaged, 8 were destroyed. He did also 630 hit points of stun assistance off 4 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 51,225 credits. And after ammunition resupply and consumables, he was left with a deficit of 25,605 credits. Now, I think the main reason for that being so high is that the shells on the M53-55 are rather expensive. Also, the fact is that he did fire a lot of premium, and he had or some premium, and he did have consumables. And so if you take the consumables off that total, it would be a deficit of only 5,000. And obviously with the premium rounds, if you use standard ammo, then it probably would have been a profit. So it was purely the fact that he was using consumables and premium that made it a deficit. But he did earn 1,751 XP, and that was ×3 for the first victory of the day. So we actually ended up with 5,253 experience points in total. But it was an absolutely spectacular round, and what was really nice was the fact that it was recognised by his teammates during the battle. They actually commented, "A good job by Arty." And I think they were watching because they couldn't believe that some of the shots that GiPooint was putting in, that they were really accurate, right on the money, and they were helping his team to win. And I noticed that he's actually put in the headline for Quickie Baby, or Quacky Baby he's actually put, "Please watch." Well, yes, I think Quacky Baby might watch, but then again he might not, because he doesn't like Arty, and he rarely features Arty play. In fact, he only featured Arty play as an April Fool's joke. On his last time he actually featured an Arty replay, because I'm afraid the main video contributors and creators don't really consider Arty interesting. It is to us, it is to Arty players, but not to the Unicums. In fact, they hate Arty because all Arty does is keep hitting them all the time, because they don't understand how to play to avoid Arty. But well done to GiPooint. That was a great game, and thank you very much indeed for submitting this replay to What Replays and allowing us to share in your work. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in our next video.